The most important meal you eat for fat loss whilst you're traveling with work isn't one that you eat whilst you're away, and here's why. If you travel a lot for work, you'll know how hard it is to stay consistent with your nutrition. Different hotels, different foods, long days where you don't have a lot of control, and it feels like you're starting again every single trip. But the truth is, staying on track whilst you're away doesn't start when you check into the hotel. It starts before you leave home. And this one simple habit has changed the way I and my clients stay in control whilst they're traveling. And the problem is when you're in this situation is there's no structure, no consistency, or it's at least very hard to find. And when you're at the hotel breakfast, it just feels like guesswork, right? There's food everywhere and you don't know how to stay in line with your nutrition goals to help your progress move forward. Quite often the options at breakfast might change regularly and you try and be consistent and then you can't find what you had the previous day and it makes it very hard. And also you don't really know what's in the food that you're eating, what it's been cooked in, what ingredients it has, how fatty it is. Like a lot of these things, again, there's a deeper level of guesswork and really the reason you can't build momentum is because you don't have that anchor. You don't have that go-to meal that you know pretty much on the spot how many calories, how much protein that it contains, and you can kind of chuck it together wherever you are, whether you're out in a cafe or you're at a hotel buffet or you're out and just picking something up from the supermarket. The solution is one consistent meal, one anchor meal, generally breakfast because it sets you up good for the day. And if you fall behind at breakfast, then you're just playing catch up. If you set breakfast off with a good tone, set the day off with a good tone, then you're going to more likely to stay on track throughout the rest of the day. And this is all about building that familiarity with a dish. It's removing as much guesswork as we can, because remember, when we're away, we won't be able to remove 100% of the guesswork. And it stabilizes your day a bit. It just makes you feel a bit better from the off. Feels like you're in control. Feels like whatever happens from here, you've started the day positively and your ambition is to stay on track and continue to progress. And I mean, once we have that consistent anchor meal we can throw together, it really helps us stay consistent with our calories and protein. And by eyeballing it, we're aiming to stay within maybe 10%. We obviously want to be cautious if we are unsure, but it gives us a really good idea of the calories and protein. And being consistent with that, this kind of method, when I was away traveling a lot for work, like this made a bigger difference to me in that specific situation with those struggles than any fancy diet plan could have, because they don't apply to the situation that I'm in and it just didn't work. But doing this and using this consistently, day in, day out, with me, in my situation, one time while I was away working in Cyprus a lot, and I would be eating in hotels daily, and I was very consistent with my lunch meal. That was the one I had no control over, or the least control over. And so I would eyeball my portion sizes. I would generally go for the same clean type of meat, avoid sauces, carbs, plenty of salad, and I made my portion as similar as I possibly could every single day. But if I did feel like I went a little bit over, then I just added a little bit of calories and took them off somewhere else, and vice versa. And why this works is by eating the same meal for breakfast every morning, you're training your brain to recognize the calories, the protein, the macros, what's in your food. You're just removing that guesswork. You know what it looks like in a bowl of said size. You know how much it fills you up. You know roughly what's in it. You obviously know the ingredients you need. And the big thing here is reducing the chance of decision fatigue. We want to make sure that we have as little number of decisions to make where we could make a poor decision as possible. And it then frees up mental bandwidth for the decisions that we do have to make and other work stresses and decisions we have to make as well. Not only that, but by starting the day with a consistent meal, puts you in good stead and gives you the right energy you need and keeps you full till lunch whilst you're at home, we want to do that while we're away. There's nothing different. We're achieving the same goal. We are aiming for the same thing. And if technically while we're away, we probably need more energy, right? We've got more going on, more to think about. And actually by giving ourselves a plate of food or a bowl of food that we know is going to deliver that, then this is going to stand us in a good position to make the most of the day and achieve what we want to achieve. And the aim here is to make the progress we're achieving predictable. Yeah? If we know what's in something, we know by sticking to that, we're going to achieve that progress, or we're going to give ourselves the best chance. We're going to reduce the chance of us not making that progress. And if we can walk into a hotel buffet or a restaurant and say, or get from the buffet, oats, some chia seeds, yogurt, and some fruit, and eggs for some extra protein, or the protein powder we've taken with us. And awesome, because you've rehearsed that 100 times. So in terms of building your anchor meal, I'd always opt for breakfast, but it is up to you. We want it to be maybe the hardest meal to stay on track with. But breakfast, I feel, is the best one to do because generally in hotels you have lots of options, and so you'll always be able to find the things that you need. And also just setting yourself up for a positive start to the day. We want to build it around we want this to be a balanced plate of food, right? We want to make sure there's plenty of protein. We want to make sure there's some good high fiber carbs and also some fats, some good healthy fats. And we want to make it simple, enjoyable, easy to recreate. Something like, and my go-to is oats, protein powder, berries, Greek yogurt, and some other fruit. And I know I can put that together anywhere. At a hotel buffet, they always have some oats and chia seeds, fruit, yogurt. With the oats, you just get some boiling water from the tea or coffee machine and put it with the oats in the bowl and it soaks it up. That's what I do at home. I can do it at any buffet. Or eggs, some toast, and maybe a slice of bacon with the fat trimmed off. Maybe some avocado. These kind of meals are very easy. When it's single ingredient meals, it's very easy to visually see with your eyes the quantities. Track it once, whilst you're at home obviously. We're building this anchor meal at home. Learn what it looks like, learn what it makes you feel, and commit to having it every morning. The most important thing is it's enjoyable. And yeah, we may get a month down the line, we may get 2 months down the line, whenever it is, and you want to change it up, and that's fine. But whatever we're choosing in that moment, we want to be consistent with whilst we're at home, so we know exactly what it is like for when we're away. And then within a week or a couple of weeks or a period of a total of a couple of weeks at home, smashing that meal every morning, then you will know exactly what it contains, how it makes you feel, what it looks like, and you'll be able to recreate it in seconds without a thought whilst you're away. And remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's about not chasing perfection and just chasing repeatability. That's what really matters in our situation. So to wrap up, like this technique, this thing that you can do to help you whilst you're away, it starts at home, right? The foundation is built at home. That anchor meal is built and tracked repeatedly at home. And that's what then puts you in a good position to maintain this and keep this up whilst you're away. And remember, simplicity beats perfection, beats complication. We want simple foods, single ingredient foods, ideally, because that means they're easier to find whilst away, but also easier to track, easier to identify, and we know what's in them. So start today. Start building that anchor meal today. Find something you love. Likelihood is you've already been having similar things for breakfast for the last however long. But now you're on that diet, now you're committing to the process. And if you're not, start today. Build that anchor meal. Make sure it's simple, make sure it's something you enjoy, and rinse and repeat. And then when you go away, you'll be surprised at how easy it is to rebuild that. Another key tip, take a photo of it. Next to your hand, maybe something to give it scale within the photo, and that makes it even easier to replicate whilst you're away. So stop overcomplicating it, Build that anchor meal now. It will keep you grounded in those difficult situations, help you stay on track. And I mean, you'll be one step ahead when you're in that position next time. And make sure to hit like, hit subscribe. I'm desperately trying to chase the number of videos with the number of subscribers. That's embarrassing. I got to change the which one's ahead on that front. And yeah, comment down below the anchor meal that you're going to be putting together, and we can see what everyone's going for. And if you do travel a lot for work and you want to build a structure around your meals and your training whilst you're away and at home, and have that balance and know what to do when you're in difficult situations, that's what my 3P method is all about. That's what it helped me do for years, and it's what helps my clients do now. So there's a link in the top line of the description. Click that, it will take you through to a page, tell you a little bit more about it. There's a video you can watch, a short video, and also you can book in a call, free 10-minute call where we can talk about your situation and I can give you some advice. No obligation, no nothing, it's not a sales call, and we can go from there. Look forward to seeing you there, and see you in the next video.